Welcome to another live stream of Roll Up a Power. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Tap in, tap the fuck in. We here on today, Mr. Roll Up. Hold on. Let me center this camera. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all ass be tweaking, bro. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Well, what we here on today, Mr. Roll Up? Well, this right here is by request. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I be in the streets, bro. I be busy. But this one was a request. So I gotta go ahead and knock this one on off. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Well, the request is from Jeremiah Arrow. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Bro, one of the newer members on the Roll Up a Pole Gangster channel. You know what I'm saying? So he asked me literally not even 24 hours ago. He asked me, could I do a video about my first day out of prison? How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Now, I know a lot of the seasoned vets on the channel, like, bro, you didn't spoke about this. You you done broke prison down 20 times, you know what I'm saying? You said what you said, whoop de whoop, how about that, right? But again, we get new, we get a new audience every day. You know what I'm saying? We get new people adding to the channel every day. You know what I'm saying? So we got a new member and he wanna know what my first day out was like. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and jump in that time capsule and let's replay this shit. How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. If them Chicago niggas can re-rock the same goddamn stories for the past 15, 20 years, why Mr. Roller can't redo one or two of his old stories? How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. Y'all know that my lives is for me to go ahead and break down the real long version of the video that I give y'all so y'all can understand that I ain't capping. You know what I'm saying? That's what a live is for. How about that, right? All right. So, as I said, I done spoke on this before, but I ain't really centered in on it. And when bro made that comment, I was like, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right. So the caption is last day in the joint, first day out, right? But y'all know me, I gotta make shit make sense. So we gonna go back 60 days before I got out, and we gonna do 60 days after I got out. 60 days before I got out, 60 days after I got out. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Yes, I'm back on my Dutchess. Y'all know I don't like woods, bro. I don't. I don't care about it being 7 grams stuffed in the blood. None of that. I just don't like that shit. So y'all know I'm on my Dutchies by myself. How about that? Alright? Alright. So let's go ahead and break this shit down so y'all can understand why my first day out, well, my last day in, my first day out, y'all can understand why I felt the way I felt. You know what I'm saying? You can ask somebody about their last day in jail and their first day out, and they be like, yeah, I was feeling good, man. I couldn't believe it. It was such a great day. Woo woo. And then you like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But how did you get there? Like, what did you go through before you got to that point of getting out so that you would feel good and things like that? That's what I'm about to break down to y'all. How about that? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. All right. So we gonna hop in this time capsule, right? We gonna go back to around Christmas time of 2014, right? Y'all know I got locked up 2011. I caught my case 2011. I got out 2015. It's 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So this was 2000. I got out 2015. My bad. So this is 2014, right? That Christmas, New Year, around that time, right? So if you know anything about guys in jail, prison, anything like that, the holidays is the worst time for guys in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, guys get real emotional around those times. You know, the holidays, birthdays, shit like that, right? Because they not out to celebrate that with their loved ones, right? So they real emotional. A lot of them don't want to talk. A lot of them arrogant. They want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of emotions going on around the holidays, right? Well, this 2014, right? I got my parole. I'm on my last couple of days. So I'm on about my last 60 days, right? I got out February of 2015, right? I got out the end of February, like 24th or 25th of February of 2015, right? So this was, like I said, around like Christmas. So literally like 60 days before my out date, right? Jason Morris, what's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. You know what I'm saying? How about that? Chi Town to the D. From the D to the Chi. You know what it is, Midwest love, bro. Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Alright? Nah. So I'm on my last 60 days, right? This is Christmas Eve going into Christmas Day. My last 60 days. 2014, right? When you get down that close, when you in the joint, and I was on a level 2 yard. So that means that I was in there with guys that had anywhere from getting out the next day to life in prison. You know what I'm saying? That's how they manage all of them type of guys in that level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in there with guys of all type of ranges of time, right? Those of y'all that follow me, y'all know what I didn't say about prison. You know, while you in there doing your time, you got to learn how to isolate. Meaning you got to leave the world behind. Yeah, the outer world, the world that we living in right now. When you go to prison, you got to leave this world out of it. Because in prison, that's a whole nother world. You know what I'm saying? And you only living in that world for that moment, for that time being that you there. So this is what's called learning how to jail, right? Learning how to jail, you got to leave the outside world out there and be a part of the inside world, right? Because that's the world that you living in. Meaning, if your girl out here fucking other niggas, you gotta let that go. You gotta let it be what it is, because you're not a part of that world. If your man's and them getting into it with these niggas and you didn't want them getting into it with them, you gotta let that be, because you're not a part of that world. If your homies die while you in there, you gotta let it be. They died. You not there. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, whatever is going on the outside world, you gotta learn how to block that out. Yeah, you're gonna mourn, you're gonna be sad, things like that. You're gonna take some losses, but you gotta understand that you're not a part of that world no more. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta learn how to, what can you say? Had that little emotional part at that time. I'm gonna put it like this, right? In prison, you got about 1 week to show an emotional side when something bad happened. You know what I'm saying, to your people and things like that. You got about 1 week to clean all that up. If you don't, niggas is gonna feast on you. They gonna be like, oh yeah, that nigga's sweet. All something got to do, something just got to happen to him. He gonna open up. He a little bitch for real. You know what I'm saying? So you got about 1 week to tighten all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear something tragic, your mom's passed, your brother passed, your daddy, your cousins, one of your kids, whoever, you heard something like that, you got about 1 week to tighten up and get back to it. Or niggas gonna put you on the platter. You know what I'm saying? So with being in prison, you gotta learn how to jail. And learning how to jail is leaving the world behind. You know what I'm saying? How about that? YSNTMC. Hold on. I went shopping and bumped into one of my fans. He told me my music has been keeping him breathing. Okay, there you go. That's what's up. You know. Well, hold on. William Malley, let me take you shopping. I don't know what that means, but you don't gotta do all that, bro. You can just cash at me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. How about that? All right. Nah, back to it, right? So, like I said, you got to know how to leave the prison world behind. I mean, you got to leave the real world behind when you in prison, in jail, whatever. It's called jailing, right? So I had to leave everything behind. It was over with, you know. Um, 2013, right? I got locked up 2011, 2013, 2 years later. So I'm 2 years into my time. I know how to jail. I'm good. I'm in the mix. I got everything I want and need. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Literally, January of 2013, I lost my daddy, right? Everybody know my daddy, big key player of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So he was the first one I lost. You know what I'm saying? A couple months later, I lost my cousin B and I lost Dre. You know what I'm saying? So I lost 3 key players that year. Do you understand how hard that was? Like my 3 top uh men that I deal with, the 3 top men that I deal with, I lost all of them in the same year. And guess what? I had to get back to it. I had to snap back into reality. You know what I'm saying? Because in prison, they don't honor that. They don't care that you mad, that you sad, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And here in Michigan, you don't get to go to your people prison. You don't get to go to your people funerals. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that here. Your mama, your daddy, nobody. You don't get to go to nobody prison. Oh damn, I keep saying nobody prison. You don't get to go to nobody's funeral here in the Michigan prison. That's just how it go, you know. So not only I don't get to go to their funerals, I done lost them. Like it was bad timing, you know. So every time walking down the hall, I gotta hurry up, wipe my eyes real quick. You know what I'm saying? I gotta tighten up because these niggas coming up the walkway, they see me, you know, all said or whatever. They gonna tell them and them. They gonna try and get on me. Woo, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like prison politics, you know. So you just got to know how to jail. When you lose somebody in there, you got to shake that shit off and you got to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So here it is. Like I said, 2014, Christmas time. I'm on my last 60 days, right? I done jailed for the past 2.5. Oh, damn. I done jailed for the past 3.5 years. I'm on my way out the door, right? When you get down to your last few days like that, the world started coming into play. See, like I said, when you start doing your time, you learn how to jail. So you learn how to block out the world. But when it's about time for you to get out, the world come back to you. And the reality kick in. Hey, when you get out, you ain't gonna be able to call him. You ain't gonna be able to go over there. You ain't gonna be able to talk to her. Cause this person gone, that person gone, this happened, that happened. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, the world coming back to me. My last 60 days in. Kind of like the same thing if you go to the army or the military. You taught to unlearn the world, forget the world. You know what I'm saying? This is your new world. It's the same thing in prison. When you go to prison, this is your new world. You gotta let the old world go. You gotta let that go. This is your world now. You know. So again, like I said, I'm at the point where I'm at the big countdown. You know what I'm saying? I'm 60 days left. You know, I'm to a point where other inmates is counting my time for me. You know what I'm saying? You got 58 days, 22 hours, 46 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like on that type of time, right? It's prison politics, right? So here it is, Christmas Day. It's my third Christmas I done missed. But this is my last Christmas. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be out for this next one. So come on, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Christmas Day come around, boom. All right, this is my last one. 60 days, well, 59 days at this point. You know what I'm saying? Walk it down, right? My last 60 days, not gonna lie to you, this is just how it go in prison. When you get down that close, you know what I'm saying? You gotta you gotta move different. You know what I'm saying? The same niggas that you was hanging out with and all this shit, you gotta cut them off. You know what I'm saying? Because you at the end of the road. You at that time where it's time for you to transition and walk out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So all the homies in prison that you fuck with and all that, you gotta let them go. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just only for you, it's also for the system. You know what I'm saying? The system, they got cameras all around that bitch, and all the COs there daily. They know all of the inmates. They know how everybody move and who do what. You know what I'm saying? So for your last couple of months, they know that you about to get out. They know your paper. You ain't had to go tell no CO like I got my parole. I'm about to get out. You know, they know that. You know what I'm saying? It's all in their system. They know you about to go home on such and such day. They know all this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you about to go home, you on your last couple of months, they get to watching you. You know what I'm saying? Because you could just be hanging around the wrong niggas, man. And the wrong niggas can get into some shit and they can come snatch your ass up and you will be a part of that shit. Even though you didn't do it, none of that. Just because you was with them. And you on your last couple days. You know what I'm saying? It's just prison politics. You know what I'm saying? So I had to cut everybody off. You know what I'm saying? I had to cut everybody off. That shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because I had some real hitters in there that fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Shit, one of my hitters, man, we called that nigga Bird. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was 6'7", bro. He was in the Nation of Islam, but he rocked with the gangbangers, you know, the GDs and all that shit, right? He had life in prison. He used to braid my hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, I told y'all about that in prison and getting your hair braided. It ain't like what people be making it seem like you sitting in between a nigga legs and all that bullshit. That's not how it go. You know what I'm saying? If that's what it was, I would have cut my hair off when I was in prison. I promise you, that's not how it go. Just like how a nigga cut your hair, a nigga could braid your hair the same way. And that's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Bird, one of my dogs, you know what I'm saying? He used to braid my hair, all that. He was my nigga, you know? But I knew when I got down to my last 60 days, I had to cut him off. He got life in prison. He can't relate to me. You know what I'm saying? Bird been gone like 20 years at that point. He couldn't relate to me. But we fucked with each other. We had a bond in prison. You know what I'm saying? We knew how to jail. And we shared the same similarities and things like that, you know? So he was one of the guys. But again, when you get that short on time, you got to cut everybody off because the system watching you too, you know, and the system see you hanging around the same people. They come pick your ass up the day before your out date. You know what I'm saying? Be like, hey, you just caught a new charge because, you know, Dog and them was on Whoopty Whoop and you fuck with them. You in the mix of that. You know what I'm saying? You got a new case. You was supposed to go home tomorrow, but no, you through. You just got a new case. How about that? So when you get that short on time, you got to cut everybody off. At this point, you transitioning back into the world. So you got to start moving like that. You got to like, hey, y'all prison niggas. I'm a free nigga. That's how you got to move in there. You know what I'm saying? And the system is watching you. So you got to cut everybody off in that bitch. So my last 60 days, I'm cutting all the bros off. Man, fuck me up. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of love in prison. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucked with me. You know? I was gang banging. I was cool with the religious people. You know what I'm saying? I was a real nigga. Regardless if you was a part of something or not. You know what I'm saying? If we was cool, we was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was an all-around type of guy. So I had a lot of people that fucked with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. And at the prison that I went home from, Lapeer Correctional Facility. You know what I'm saying? Lapeer is right next door to Flint, you know. But at Lapeer, you know, I'm a GD, right? So when I got there, the GDs ran Lapeer. You know what I'm saying? So I had love from all the GDs, all that. They embraced me, all that. I'm like, look, I dropped my flag a year ago. You know what I'm saying? This 2014 when I got to Lapeer, right? All the GDs embraced me, right? I told y'all before, you could ride out to another prison and try and start a new name and a new slate, but your name will follow you. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever prison you at, it's niggas there that got connection with niggas at other prisons. You know what I'm saying? And the way how they could find out whatever prison you ride out to, those same prisoners at that prison that you was at, that you had problems with, they could talk to the COs, and the COs would tell them, like, yeah, he rode out to Woody Whoop prison. You know what I'm saying? As soon as that happened, they hop right on the phone. Boom. Hey, dog rolled out to such and such. Woo, woo. Let dog and them over there know that dog on the way. You know what I'm saying? By the time you get to the next prison, motherfuckers already know who you is. You know what I'm saying? Them prison politics, right? So by the time I hit Lapeer, all the GDs there knew who I was, because the GDs at Adrian, the first prison I was at, they hit Lapeer. They call their people, you know, and they people send words to Lapeer and let them know, like, he family, he one of the bros. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, they embraced me instantly. I wasn't even there a whole hour, straight up, and they already like, bro, woo, woo, woo. That's the pull-up. My bad. Hold on. I'm like, hey, I ain't on it. You know what I'm saying? I told him. As soon as I got there, I was like, hey, I dropped my flag a year ago. You know, I don't know what the bros told y'all, whatever, you know, but I dropped my flag a year ago. I've been done with that. So I dropped my flag back in 2013. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been done with it, and I broke all that shit down while I dropped my flag. You know what I'm saying? The BDs popped up on the yard, and they came with some paperwork, and I was like, yeah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? So I dropped my flag, and it was the BDs that did it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know nothing about BDs. Like, man, all that shit deep. You know, y'all know I be derailing, but I make everything make sense, you know? So anyway, by the time I got to Lapeer, you know, all the GDs embraced me. I'm like, hey, look, I dropped my flag, but I'm still family, you know. So I was still, what can you say? I was in rotation, but I wasn't active. You know what I'm saying? I was in rotation. Like, yeah, if something pop off, that's bro. You know what I'm saying? The G's gonna step straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in rotation. I'm one of the guys, but I wasn't active. So that means that if something did pop off, I wasn't about to jump up and go stab a nigga or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that wasn't my role. You know what I'm saying? I was inactive, but I was in rotation, you know? So I was straight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had to worry about shit. I had love all around the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was good in that bitch, straight up. I done ran into a bunch of the bros that I was in there with, you know, before I got out. They didn't got out. They out here in the free world. So, You know what I'm saying? Ain't no cap. Like, it's bros that can vouch for this, you know. But anyway, um, like I said, you know, last 60 days, right? So I got love from everybody. The religious people, the gang bangers, the neutral people, you know what I'm saying? Everybody fuck with me. Like, real shit, right? So now I'm on my last few days. I gotta cut everybody off. All y'all cut, you know what I'm saying? Whether you cool or you violent, you know what I'm saying? I had love from the fags, you know what I'm saying? Like the the buff niggas in prison that you think wouldn't be on no shit like that, but they really do fuck with niggas in that bitch. Yeah, I had love from them. You know what I'm saying? Like I had love from everybody in the joint. Like real shit. You know? Cause I was a part of that prison world at one point. I understood how to jail. You know what I'm saying? And everybody respected it out of me. You know what I'm saying? Even though I never been to prison, but I locked in on that shit real quick. You know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers gave me their respect. So everybody on the yard fuck with me, right? But I'm on my last couple of days. So I gotta let y'all go. And the funny thing is, when you come to prison and you got a short amount of time, a lot of guys tell you, hey, when you get down to your last couple days, you gotta cut everybody off. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your headphones on and walk the yard by yourself. Like, you gotta do this shit on your own when you get so short on your time. Because not only the yard watching you, but the CO's watching you too. And if you hanging out with the wrong nigga, boom, that's a new case, you know? This is what you learn in prison. Like it's tactics, it's stages, is evolving. You know what I'm saying? You evolve while you in prison, straight up. So, anyway, with all that being said, right? I'm on my last couple of days. I'm cutting everybody off. Cut the GDs off. Cut the religions off. I cut my homeboys that wasn't on it. They was just cool niggas. Cut them off. Everybody like, damn, man, that's how you acting? Whoop. I'm like, hey, man, you know, I'm on the last of the last, you know. Some of the bros respected it. Some of them was like, all right, fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? And never talk to me again, you know. But I ain't give a fuck because I wasn't there for them. You know, I was there for me. You know what I'm saying? And now it's my time to go. So I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm about to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And with these the steps that I gotta take so I can get up out of here, then this is what I'm gonna do, you know? So literally I am coasting. I cut everybody off. I'm sized in on myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about nothing was going on in prison, none of that. Like, I had to block all that shit out. I had to come back to the real world, right? So all the pain that I felt about the people I done lost and the shit that's been going on, all that shit started hitting me now. Because now I'm on real world time. Even though I'm still in prison, but I'm on real world time. You know what I'm saying? So all of this shit is hitting me. Man, I had to, how can you say, like, I had to be strong enough for both sides of the fence. I had to be strong enough for returning back to the world, and I had to be strong enough to still survive in prison while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that time was crazy, but it was a good time. I ain't even gonna lie, you know. And I'm not saying like I had a good time in prison or whoopty whoop. Like, nah, I was there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? God sent me there for a reason. He literally slid me in that bitch and slid me the fuck out. You know, it was just enough for me to understand, like, nigga, you could lose your life. This is where you could be at for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? I already told y'all my life expectancy, my life expectancy was 21. And I always felt like this since I was like 12, 13 years old. I was like, I'd be dead by 21, you know. That was just hood shit, you know. And I made it out, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, I got shot. and I survived. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to jail and shit. And during my time, I literally slid in and slid out. Like I felt like that was God telling me, like I predicted my own death type shit. But I felt like that was God slid in. It was like, it ain't your time. But if you want to keep on being on that bullshit, this is gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So anyway, my last few days, I'm cutting everybody off. Cutting everybody off. I'm walking the yard by myself. I'm calling home. You know, I'm talking to everybody. My last 60 days, right? I'm on the world time. What's going on? Catch me up. Who got ties on this? Who could do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get out. I need to get to some money. Who got a line of resources? What's up? You know what I'm saying? This what I'm on now. I'm not on them prison politics and all that bullshit. I ain't on that no more. What's going on out there? You know, cause I'm about to be back out there. So what's up? You know, I'm hearing good news left and right. Whoop de whoop. Big. You know what I'm saying? Now I get down to my last 30 days, right? I got everything set up. I got a job. I got a crib. I got a whip. I got some hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a whole lot of shit lined up. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, this is what you do when you get down on your last couple of days. You prepare for the world. That's why you get a lot of niggas that get out of prison and they take off. You know what I'm saying? Like they shoot to the moon. Like niggas get out of prison and they do some amazing shit. You know, it's because they had that shit pre-planned. Because when you in jail, you don't got nothing to do but to think. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas use that thinking time for something wise, and some of them use it for bullshit. You know, that's just what it is. But I was one of them that took it wisely. You know, so I was on it. You know what I'm saying? I was on it every day. I was building with the outside world. You know, I wasn't on prison time. Even though I was in prison, I wasn't on prison time. You know, I cut everybody off. I ain't get my hair did no more. I ain't get no lineups, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? I cut all them niggas off. My braider had life and my barber that lined me up. Both of them had life. You know, I had to cut both of their heads off. Like, we ain't in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas gonna be here for the rest of y'all life. I'm about to get out in a month. You know what I'm saying? It's over. So it was what it was, you know, but everybody understood it, you know. Guys came around to myself, was like, bro, we get why you cut us off. We know what's going on with you, whoop. We don't wish you nothing but the best. Hopefully you get out there, you know, you make some shit pop, woo, woo. You blow up, we see your ass on TV, you woo, you know, all positive shit, right? So at this point, I'm on my last 30 days, right? So now I'm walking the yard by myself and shit like that. Like the past 60 days, I had like one of the guys with me, you know, a positive guy. He about to get out too, you know, whoopty whoop, whoopty whoop. So by this time, I only got one or two guys that I'm really cool with. Man, like I said, they on the same boat I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, now I'm on my last 30. So I'm hanging back on them too. You know, like, hey, you know, I get it, but we ain't walking out here together, you know. So I got a bag off y'all niggas too, you know. So my last 30 days, I'm walking the yard by myself. Nobody. It's just me. I'm walking past the gangbangers, you know what I'm saying? We saluting each other, all that shit, you know. Prison politicking, you know. Walk past the religious guys, you know. The homeboys I'm cool with, everybody, you know. Keep it moving. I'm hitting the pull-up bar by myself, the dip bar by myself, the weight pit by myself. Everybody is at all of these stations, but I'm not in rotation with none of them. I'm in rotation by myself. I got my headphones on. I ain't talking nobody, I ain't paying attention to nobody. Everybody still in the mix, still doing the same shit. I got my headphones on. I don't want to hear nothing y'all talking about. I don't know what the fuck going on. And I don't want to know. You know, these my last 30 days. Like, I'm training myself to get ready. Because a lot of guys, they get out and they don't be ready. You know what I'm saying? So I'm preparing myself. Like, hey, I got to get ready. You know, since I've been gone, the Dope Boys cash out. Them niggas done signed with Jeezy and them. Them niggas blew up. I know them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Cashed out. She didn't blew up. I know her. You know what I'm saying? Jackpot the Juice. He didn't blew up. Do his thing. I know him. So all these people that I know, they blew up while I was in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on. I'm like, there's some money flying around out here. Like, all these motherfuckers I know is up. You know what I'm saying? So it's some money flying around. So I just had to be prepared, and I just had to let everybody go, man. Like, that shit was crazy, you know? But anyway, at this point, I'm on my, like, last 10 days, right? I tell my family I ain't calling home no more. You know, I see y'all, you know, on the day. You know, straight up. Like, I'm isolating everything at this point, you know. The closer you get to your out date, the more riskier it is for you. Because you got guys in there that'll try and jack your time. You know what I'm saying? All the nigga got to do is walk past you and bomb on you. Boom. That's a fight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to the hole. That's a new case. Straight up. That's all it take. And it happened to a lot of niggas, you know? So, on my last 10 days, right? I'm looking on my shoulder, left and right. Because the nigga jaw you, you know what I'm saying? And jack your rate. Straight up. So, I'm making sure a nigga don't even get close enough to try and hit me. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6 feet away from everybody way before COVID. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6 feet in everybody. All of y'all stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like turned on everybody. You know what I'm saying? On my last couple days, I'm like, fuck y'all. I can't trust none of y'all. Because I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? Man, the closer and closer you get to your out date, the more intense it get. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that when you about to get out, it's just all sweet and peaches and cream. Like, hell no, nigga. That's when the heat is on, for real. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Gang. Is Lil Larry still alive? Yeah, he's still alive. He in there. You know? But the closer you get down to your time, the riskier it get for you. Because all it takes is that one guy just to bomb on you and it's over. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, with that being said, right? Now, at this point, I'm on my last, like, 3 or 4 days, right? Now all them same guys, they coming around me, they like, damn, bro, you about to get out this bitch. You been low key, you ain't been on shit, you ready to go, woo, woo. I'm responding. Hell yeah. You know what it was? I had to get low. You know what I'm saying? So we talking and all that shit, right? They like, yeah, bro, we gonna walk you up out of here. We gonna make sure nothing happened to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, it happened. Niggas get they outdates jacked all the time. It happened all the time, man. So the guy's like, nigga, we gonna make sure you walk out this bitch, woo woo, right? I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping no way, but, you know, fine, right? So now, these last couple days, the guys walking my time down with me. They making me cook up balls every day. I had stopped ordering commissary store, all that. I had stopped it like my last 30 days. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, I'm on my last couple days. The guys making cook up balls every day. They throwing me balls. Like, I don't want this shit. I'm about to go back out to the world and eat some real shit, you know? But they wanted my energy. You know what I'm saying? So everything that they was doing, they was including me in it. Because that's just how it is in prison. Niggas feel like if they be around you long enough and you about to go home and they soak up your energy, that'd be good energy for them to get out. You know what I'm saying? That's just how this shit operate, you know. So everybody was trying to catch my energy. You know what I'm saying? Throwing cook-up balls and all that type of shit. You know, okay, that's fine. You know, they count my days down, my hours, my time. I ain't even counting all that shit down. They counting it for me. You know what I'm saying? We playing board games. You know what I'm saying? To run up a little time, all of that, right? So my last couple of days was real smooth. Like the guys walked me out. They burnt my time up. You know, when I cut them off and all that, you know, they came back around. They walked me up out that bitch. Real shit, you know. So by this point, we doing all that to burn up my time, right? I'm on my last 24 hours, right? We had that shit broke down to a T what we was gonna do for my last 24 hours. Like we had this set up, that set up, woo woo. Man, that shit was crazy, you know. Man, shout out to the guys I was in the joint with, you know, like they was some real niggas, straight up. How about that? But anyway, my last day. I got a couple hours left, you know. They locked down the unit at 10 p.m., right? By 12 p.m. they cut the power off. So from 10 p.m. to 12 p.m. you can sit in the cell with your bunkie. You know, y'all could talk or y'all could watch y'all TV and all that. And then by 12 o'clock they cut the power off. So y'all can't watch TV no more. Y'all just gotta go to sleep, you know. And then you got some COs that's cool and they don't care. They'll let the power run all night, you know. But it all depends, you know. So anyway, on my last couple hours, the guys kicking it with me, like, yeah, bro, by the time you wake up, you gonna be walking up out of here. Woo, woo, you know. Everybody like, bro, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What's your plan? Woo, woo. I'm like, man, I've been looking at this cheeseburger pizza. You know what I'm saying? That been on the commercials. Like, I think it was Jet's Pizza or something at the time, right? But this is 2015, you know. They was promoting the cheeseburger pizza, you know. I could be wrong. It might have been another pizza place, but I think it was Jet's Pizza, you know. They was promoting the cheeseburger pizza, you know. I'm like, dog, I want this. You know, mind you, I've been gone 4 years. I've been eating slop 4 years. And this the new thing out here. A cheeseburger pizza. So yeah, I want that. You know what I'm saying? So all the guys like, bro, you gonna try that bitch? Ooh, like, hell yeah. Like, yeah, I'm on it, you know? So we get locked down that night. I'm cheesing ear to ear. I'm gonna be out in the morning. By 9 a.m., I'm gonna be out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there talking to my bunkie, X-Man. You know, I just told y'all about X-Man. You know, he was my bunkie when I was going home. You know, so when they locked us down, I'm cheesing hard as hell. Like, nigga, I'll be out this bitch in the morning. Woo, woo, woo. He like, yeah, man. He like, you know, you ain't gonna be able to sleep for the night, right? I'm like, oh, you right. I was up. Like I just popped a perk 30 or something, you know what I'm saying? I was wide awoke. I couldn't sleep for shit. So I was up until like 5 a.m., man. And X-Man was up with me. You know, we was just kicking the balls. Like I said, he was from the hood, you know. So he was just burning time with me. You know, we sat in the cell that whole night, talking about a whole bunch of hood shit, all that, until I finally passed out. You know what I'm saying? I passed out. Here it is about 8 a.m. They called my name. So I probably slept about 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Happy than a motherfucker. Can't believe it, right? So 8 a.m. Here it is. They called my name. When they call your name, when they releasing you from prison, they basically tell you like pack your shit, you know. You be leaving up out of here within like the next hour. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So when they call my name, I'm like, hell yeah, I jump right up. Got the grab and everything. Boom. I'm lacing all my shit up. All that, right? I I gave my TV and my MP3 player. My MP3 player had over 300 songs on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And in prison, a song costs $1.50 a song. You know what I'm saying? So you do the math. I had 300 songs by $1.50. You know what I'm saying? A song. Do the math, right? Like I was straight. I had everything I wanted in that bitch. I ain't miss nothing at all. It's from the time I started to the time I got out. You know. So I told my past bunkie that I had before my last bunkie, my past before him, the nigga Junebug, right? I'm like, hey, you know, when I get up out of here, I'm like, you can have this TV and this MP3 player. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it, you know? Because Junebug was my dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and him, that was my nigga, you know what I'm saying? And he had everything. He had a light beat, you know? But I know that's one of his hustles because he got life in prison. He ain't going nowhere, you know? So I told Junebug, I was like, when I leave, you know, I'm gonna give you my TV and my MP3 player, you know, you sell that shit, you know, make you some money, woo woo. He's like, bet, you know. So the time come, they call me, get my shit ready, hand my TV and MP3 player straight to him. There you go. You know what I'm saying? What they recommend you do is take it home with you and throw it away. They don't recommend you give your stuff away to nobody, even though ain't nobody supposed to have your shit anyway. But they know a lot of people do that when they get out, you know. So they don't recommend you to give your shit away to nobody. You take it home and you throw it away, you know. Nah, I gave my shit straight to Junebug. Do your thing, you know. So I gave him that. You know, them niggas got rid of it. They did what they did, whatever. Boom. Now I'm sitting here in the day room, right? I done gave my shit away. I don't got no commissary, nothing. It's just me ready to walk out the door, right? Like I said, take some time for them to call you before you get up out of there. You know, they got to process you and all that. They got to make sure you don't got warrants in other states, other counties. Like, they check all, it's a worldwide search. You know what I'm saying? That shit take time, you know? So I'm sitting there in the day room. It's a big ass circle table in prison, right? They got like 4 or 5 of them in the day room. You know, it's tables that you sit at. It's just a damn round circle. It's a stainless steel table, you know. And it got 4 seats around that table that's connected to it. All stainless steel seats. You know what I'm saying? That's prison shit, right? So I'm sitting there at the table by myself, waiting on them to call me so I can get up out of here. I can get off the stainless steel, get off these bunks, get away from all these men, take my ass home, right? Happy than the motherfucker, can't believe it. I just know something gonna go left right before I leave this bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a hell of a time. Like, my feelings was everywhere, right? So, while I'm sitting there, all the guys come out. They coming out their cell. They all sitting at the table with me, crowd around me, talking to me, all this shit, right? Low key, they burnt up some more time. You know what I'm saying? Because it took them like another hour to call me. So they burnt up that time, you know? They called me. Oh, nigga, what? I can't believe it. Hell yeah, what? I jumped right up. Everybody got the slapping fives, hugging me, you know. Don't ever bring your ass back. You know, all that shit, right? So I'm peacing out with everybody. I had so many people to peace out with that the police had to tell me. The police like, hey, man, if you don't go ahead and bring your ass on now, you ain't going to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally everybody in my unit, you know what I'm saying, was there giving me love. Like, I had love from everybody, you know. So I'm like, hell no, I'm out of here, you know? Like, I had to leave a couple guys behind, all this shit. Like, and I got to go. Like, y'all tweaking, you know? So they walked me up out of there, right? I'm walking from the unit all the way to the administration building. That's where they let you in and out from, you know. And they always have a cop walk you out there, you know, because a nigga can run out from another unit and still on you, you know what I'm saying? Knock your ass out. Like prison politics, right? So they got the cop following me all the way from the unit to the administration building, right? We get there and shit, boom. Now I'm locked in. So I'm not around no prisoners no more. I'm not around no niggas that got life. I ain't around nobody that could jeopardize me getting out. I'm locked in my own little cell, awaiting my out, you know, type shit. Now it's getting real, you know. I'm sitting there like, damn, I don't believe this shit. I made it out, you know what I'm saying? I did that time. I ain't get whooped. Ain't nobody press me. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe nobody shit. Nothing. Like, I did that shit. I walked that shit. It walked up out of here, you know? Like, it was a surreal feeling, you know? So while I'm sitting there in that cell till they finally all the way processed me out, the door just open, you know? Psh, I walk right out that bitch. Boom. I'm on the other side. I'm on the freedom side now. How about that? Not his first day out, you know? So I'm out. I walk up to my people. The air smell different. The air alone smell different. You know what I'm saying? I hug all my people, all that shit. Cause you know they eat your clothes and all that to change in before they let you out, all that, you know. So I didn't change out to my street clothes and all that. Now I'm walking out, I'm with my people, boom, we out of here, right? We walk out that front door. I was blinded. Like I couldn't even see for like 20 minutes. Like real shit. I don't know what it is with the world outside light versus prison light. It's two different lights. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. I couldn't see. I was blinded. I had to keep my eyes low for like 20 minutes straight. You know, I couldn't see shit. So it was a whole different personas just walking out that door. Everything was different. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So we took that long ass ride all the way from Lapeer all the way back to Detroit, right? So we get here. Uh, we stopped at the mall. I got an outfit. I got a phone. You know what I'm saying? That was it. That's all that I came home to. An outfit and a phone. Real shit. So from there, I had to make shit work. You know, it was what it was, but I wasn't tripping because I'm a hustler. You know, it is what it is, right? So when after we leave the mall, I get my outfit and I get a cell phone, right? We stop at Little Caesars. I'm fresh out of prison, you know. I'm 6'2", 215 pound, lean, cut up, all that, right? Stop at Little Caesars, bitch in there was on my dick and shit, you know. I'm fresh out, you know, so this is a good feeling. Mind you, I've been locked up 4 years, you know what I'm saying? I ain't been around no women or none of that. Like, I've been around men for the past 4 years, you know. So me just walking in this Little Caesars and girl was on me, like, that was a great feeling. Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't seen no women like that in years, you know. In prison, the only type of women you see as a man is if you're working in the child hall, it'll be a food stewardess, you know, that might be a woman, maybe two women, you know, but you can't do nothing with them. They food stewardess. They there to watch you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you ain't stealing shit like that, right? Or in the school building, it might be a female teacher in there. You know what I'm saying? But it's a bunch of COs in there. So you can't really do nothing with that, you know? And this is what I'm coming from. Like, I don't see too many females, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I come out and one instantly on me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a good feeling, you know? So not only I'm free, the women back attracting, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a good feeling all in one, you know? So boom, I get to the crib. All my people come over. You know what I'm saying? It's a good day. You know, I'm getting to eat some free world food, all that shit. You know, um, my cousin came over, right? And she wanted to take a picture with me, right? So she took a picture with me and shit. Mainly the picture was just me, but it was her like in a little bit of the corner. But mainly the picture was me, right? So she sent me the picture and I posted it on my Facebook, you know what I'm saying, to let everybody know I was out type shit, right? Oh my God, man. Inbox flooded, you know what I'm saying? Comments, all that shit. Like, man, the whole hood was like, what? This nigga out? You know, because I kept my mouth closed. I was just doing my time and shit, you know? So everybody was on me, you know? Everybody dropping their numbers, telling me hit them up, all type of shit, you know, whoop de whoop, this and this going on, that and that, blah, 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 you know? It was only a handful of niggas I reached back to, you know, and them was the niggas that like had my best interests while I was gone, type shit, you know. One of them was my nigga Wine. I told y'all about Wine from the East Side, you know how I met him. If you don't know, go check out the live I just did a few days ago about Daniel Scott. You know what I'm saying? I broke down how I met Wine. I've been knowing Wine since we was kids, you know. And Wine was one of the bros that held me down the whole time I was in prison. He was an East Side nigga, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm a West Side nigga, but we had a great bond like that, right? So when I got out, like I said, everybody was in my inbox, everybody hit me up, all type of shit, right? I reached out to my homie Fat Mike. I just told y'all on my last live about the robbers that tried to get us. I told y'all about Fat Mike and Los and shit like that. Well, Fat Mike, Los was the one that dipped on me, you know what I'm saying? But Fat Mike, he ain't had nothing to do with it. He wasn't there, you know. Fat Mike reached out to me. What's up, bitch? Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, clap back. That's one of the bros. What's up? You know what I'm saying? And he came through. You know what? Before I go there, you know, cause that wasn't first day out. I gotta make sure everything lined up, right? So anyway, just saying, all the bros hit me up and shit like that. You know, the women on my head too, all that. Like, dog, when you get out of prison, you got a glow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be attracted to you, type shit, right? So everybody hit me up, everybody, right? Okay, cool. This is my first day out. I gave my first day to my family. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't leave the house or nothing. I was there with my family. We kicked it. We chopped it up. You know, caught up on some shit. Whoopty woo, all that, right? Okay. With all that being said, right? Mind you, I ain't drink or smoke because when you in prison before you get out, you run into a bunch of guys that been on parole before and they let you know how parole go. So basically when you get out of prison, you get 24 hours to call your parole officer. You know what I'm saying? When you call your PO, they automatically, hey, you come in, do a drop, all that shit, right? As soon as you get out, right? Because they know when niggas get out, they get drinking, smoking, partying, all this shit. So they give you 24 hours on your. As soon as you get out, you got 24 hours to contact them and come to the parole office, make a drop, whoop whoop. You got 24 hours after you get out, right? So I knew not to get high, none of that. I already knew what it was, you know. So I ain't do nothing my first day out, right? Even though everybody hit me up, where you at? Woo, I ain't paying attention to nobody because I already know, like, they gonna be on it. You know what I'm saying? So later on that night, y'all remember when I told y'all about the girl, um, one of my first love, right? She got pregnant by my big homie. You know what I'm saying? And blamed me for it. You know, that was back in the day. Her. She hit me up. She jumped in my inbox because she seen that I was out, you know. She was rocking with me while I was in prison and shit, but she had dipped, you know, somewhere like halfway down my time and shit, you know. So I guess this was her feeling guilty or whatever, and came back now that I'm out, you know. So she like, you know, what you doing? Woo woo. It's like 11 o'clock at night, you know. So that instantly tell me what she on, you know. She was my coochie bag for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was banging her for years, you know what I'm saying? Even after the kids shit and all that, like, I still was clapping it, like, you know. So for her to hit me up that late at night on my first day out, I knew what time it was. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to get some pussy. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't plan on this or nothing. Like, the shit just happened, right? So I'm like, babe, hell yeah, that's what's up, you know. So she like, yeah, I want to see you, whoopty whoop. You know, I'm about to come by, whoop, drop the address, you know. I'm like, babe. She came by, sure enough. We kicked it maybe like 10 minutes or something, you know. After that, my dick was in her mouth, you know. After that, I was fucking that bitch, you know, straight up. Like, first day out type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, first day out. So, with that happening, I smashed her. She got up, she left, right? I'm not even a whole 24 hours out. And I done already got some pussy on some other shit, you know. So, okay, cool. I go to sleep. Mind you, when you get out, you gotta readjust to the world, right? So I came home, and I'm not about to perp or none of that. I came home to a basement, right? But the basement I came home to was in the suburbs, and it was a finished basement. You know what I'm saying? So the basement I came home to was like a main floor type of room. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker was sweet. You know, everything was finished. It was done, all of it. So it was like main floor type status. You know what I'm saying? And I had a king coil bed. You know, that's a hell of a difference coming from prison when you in an 8x10 cell, you know, surrounded by cement walls with a grown ass man got a bunk bed right up under you. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit was different for me. Like, I've been around that prison like for 4 years, and now I'm free and I got my own space and everything clean, and I got a whole king coil bed to jump in by myself. You know, it's king coil like a damn Tempur-Pedic. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a whole lot different jumping in the king coil from a fucking bunk. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything was different, you know. So I was just soaking everything in my first day out, just soaking all this in. And I just got some pussy. You know what I'm saying? Well, I go to sleep, right? Next day, the next morning, right? Knocking on the door. Boom, 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 right? I jump up. The fuck? I jump up. Mind you, I ain't had no clothes on. So I just threw some shorts on, right? Threw some shorts on, went up there to answer the door, right? I answered the door. I don't got no shirt on, right? I open the door. It's my PO. My PO was a lady. Mind you, only been out 24 hours at this point, right? That next morning, my PO showed up to the door, right? It was a woman. Her name was Antoinette Hughes. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can look her up, anything. Like I said, I don't lie about shit, you know. Antoinette Hughes, black woman, right? So when I opened the door and she seen me, she was gone. Like, damn, like I was her type. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Long story short on all that, I let her in, right? It took her a long time to catch herself, you know, to get to talking professional and everything, but she was digging me. We just gonna put it like that, right? So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm feeling good. Like, I just got some pussy last night. My PO showed up to the door. She fucking with me. Like, I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hell yeah, my PO fuck with me. So I know she ain't gonna be quick to send me to jail. Whoop, you know. Like, hell yeah, right? So by the time she finally catch herself, right, She like, I'm here to do a drop on you, right? Which, like I said, I already knew this was coming, so I didn't drink or smoke on my first day out because I knew this drop was coming. The way how it was supposed to been done was I was supposed to went down to the office and she was supposed to drop me at the office. But she decided to do a pop-up on me at my house. You know what I'm saying? When she did that, I went to the bathroom to make the drop because she gave me the cup, right? While I go to the bathroom, she's standing there at the door watching me make this drop. You know what I'm saying? Red flag number one. When it come to drops, your PO, whoever it is doing your drop, is men that check men and women that check women. This was a woman checking me as a man at my house. You know what I'm saying? By herself. She didn't bring nobody, nothing. It was just her. So I knew right then. I was like, oh, she bald. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, I pee in the cup. We kicking it, all this shit. I hand her the cup, right? She threw her little thermostat in there. She's like, yeah, you good. I knew I was good because I knew what the fuck was coming. So anyway, she like, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. She like, I like you. I like your style and everything. But she like, we ain't going to never be that because I'm your parole officer. So she like, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not going to send you to jail. You know what I'm saying? So she like, as long as you can stay under the radar and do what you supposed to do, I'm not going to send you to jail. I'm like, damn, that's some real shit. So I'm like, bet, my PO fucking with me. I'm about to walk this shit down. Second day out, right? So she leave. She tell me I didn't have to come report to, the office until 30 days after that day that she came and saw me. So I had a fresh 30 days because I did my report. But she came and made a house report. So anyway, hold on. Matthew McCall, brother, I have a feeling this story is being made up as you telling it. Hey, that's understood, but I started this channel, damn near 2 years ago, and I talked about all of this damn near 2 years ago when I first started this. Like I said, this video is by request, so I'm just centering in on this situation because it's by request. But I've been talking about this 2 years ago, so it's understood, feel how you feel, but this documented. How about that? Nah. Like I was saying, man. So my PO, she rocking with me, right? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm straight. Like, damn, I'm about to walk this shit down. So I'm feeling good. This is my second day out, I done got some pussy. My PO fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? She blatantly told me to my face, like, I ain't gonna send you to jail, just don't do nothing crazy, I told her like this, cause my license was suspended at the time, right? So when you got a suspended license and you on parole, one of your stipulations is you can't drive a car at all. Like, you got a suspended license. So if you drive a car and you make police contact, that's an automatic violation of your parole, right? My PO told me straight to my face, after she said, I ain't gonna send you to jail, I'm like, well, my license is suspended, but I'm gonna be driving. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna be driving. She like, well, if they don't take you to jail, if they just give you a ticket, let me know. I erase it out the system, all that shit. Swear to God, on my kids, on my own life, on everything, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Sure enough, I was catching driving tickets. I called her 3, 4 in the morning. Her direct phone number, straight up. She be in bed. I tell her, hey, I just caught the ticket. It's 3 in the morning. Woo, woo, Man, she'd roll over, hop on that computer, ace that shit out. Swear to God. She'd be like, all right, I took care of you. Get on my phone. Boom. Hang up on me. 3 in the morning. Like, swear to God, right? Crazy. But anyway, my whole point of that was I was feeling great, man. I had a PO that was rocking with me. When I got out, everything was going smooth. Like, um, my first 7 days out, I had got a job, all type of shit, you know. So life was going good. Like I said, this is about my last 60 days in prison and my first 60 days out. So just bear with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool with my PO. Everything's sweet. You know what I'm saying? So this is second day out that morning. It's like 9, 10 o'clock that morning, right? My nigga Wine hit me up, right? Straight up. Wine like, bitch, what's up? Where you at? Woo woo. Like, nigga, I'm at the crib. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, I'm about to pull up on you. Woo woo. Drop the low. Big. I'm literally, I only been out for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? And boom, here I am back on the road. All right. Wine come pick me up. I told y'all how me and Wine do it, bro. We did it. We had the hoes. We was out here. You know what I'm saying? That's what me and Wine did. We did that. I bought that. Matter of fact, y'all ass tweaking, bro. I'm about to pop another blunt for that one because, boy, y'all ass tweaking, bro. How about that? How about that? Boy, every time me and Wine popped out, we had the hoes. How about that? So, Wine hit me up. Where you at? I'm over here. He come pull up on me, right? Early, about 10 a.m. He come whoop up on me, right? I didn't see my PO. I got her out the way, all this shit, right? So he come pull up. What's up? I'm like, shit, I'm free. I don't got to see my PO for another 30 days. What's up? This bitch got a bottle. Got a fifth of Hennessy. You know what I'm saying? Ah, man, it's over. As soon as I jump in the car, it's time to pull up. I got 30 days. You know what I'm saying? So I can have me a drink now. How about that? So I pulled up. Me and Wine riding around, kicking it, talking shit, catching up, all that, right? He like, nigga, you hungry? I'm like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? He like, what you want? I'm like, dog. I'm like, I've been seeing this cheeseburger pizza, you know what I'm saying, on the commercials. Like, I need that. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, that's some bullshit. Woo, woo. I'm like, yeah, probably to you because you've been out here, but I've been in prison. I've been seeing that shit on TV. I need it, you know? So we laughing this shit. He like, bet. So we pulled up to the pizza place. Got a cheeseburger pizza, right? Straight up, second day out. I done got some pussy. I done made a connection with my PO. She fucking with me. I'm straight. All of my rules been laid down on what I got to do on parole. I'm good, you know. I done had me a drink. Now I got the cheeseburger pizza. You know what I'm saying? So I get the munching on that motherfucker. That shit was good. By this time I look up, me and Wine in the fucking hood. We in Detroit. I look over at him like, nigga, what? He like, bitch, you know what time it is. Woo woo. Told y'all, me and Wine, all we did was fuck with the hoes. Me and Corey, we was on the block with the guys and shit like that. That's when I was on the east side with the Crips. You know what I'm saying? We did our thing over there, but most of the time, me and Wine hung out, we was with the hoes. Like, man, Wine had all the bitches, bro. I don't know what it was, but that nigga had hoes for days. Wine, yeah, that nigga had hoes, bro. And every bitch he had, they friends was digging me, all of them. So it didn't matter what group of hoes he rounded up, they friends was guaranteed to like me, type shit. So it was always a good time, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, we get to Detroit, right? I'm like, ah, shit. You know, he like, bitch, you know what time it is. Woo woo, right? Okay, cool. We in the city. We pull up at some women house, right? So we go over there. We go in their house. We kicking it with them and shit. He know these bitches, but I don't, you know. So they get to turn their attention to me. Mind you, I'm fresh out. I'm lean, cut up, all that, glowing, all that. They see all this, you know. So they just talking to me like, did you just get out of jail or whoop whoop? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a social type person, so I'm kicking it with them, all of that. You know, everything was free flowing, you know. We drinking some more, getting toe up. Man, this is my first time drinking in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? We getting fried, riding around this shit. We leave a house, we go ride around some more. We go pull up on all his family members that I ain't seen, you know, since I've been gone and shit. You know, so all the family happy to see me and shit. You know, I'm slapping fires with the killers, all of that. We all laughing, talking shit. They got drinks. They passing me shit to drink on. Getting fried, right? Second day out, right? Okay, everything good. I'm not driving, so I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Why I'm driving? Now, before I went to prison, I did all the driving. I was the one that had the cars, did the pulling up, we pulling off. I didn't went to prison, I got out. Now Wine is the driver. He doing the driving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting fried. Boom. We leave there, right? By this time, it's going in the dark time, starting to get dark. It's starting to get dark, right? He like, bro, you remember when you was in the joint, you know what I'm saying? I had them bitches for you. Woo. Okay, now let's bag it up. When I was in prison, right? Like I said, I'm like my last 60 days, I'm keeping in contact with Wine. Like I said, he was one of the guys on the outside world that was on it. Like, as soon as you get out, we riding out, woo, right? So one day when I called Wine within like my last 60 days, right? I called him, I'm like, bitch, I got 2 months left. I'm about to get up out of here. Woo woo. He like, man, I got something for you. Woo woo. You know? I'm like, straight up. I can hear the bitches talking in the background, right? Again, I talked about all this, so ain't nothing I'm talking about new. This just for the new people on the channel that don't know, you know. So I'm like, yeah, I hear some bitches in the background. Woo woo. He passed one of them the phone, right? So bitch get on the phone. Mind you, I'm in prison, you know. So I'm talking to her and shit. She like, yeah, you know, your boy Wine showed me pictures of you. Woo woo. She like, you know, he told me when you getting out, blah blah blah. She like, I'm fucking with you, you know. She like, I'll wait on you. As soon as you get out, I'm here, blah blah blah. We could do that, you know. Real talk. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. But I'm like, okay, cool. So I had something lined up with Wine way before I got out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got to prepare before you get out, because when you get out, shit will just get to hitting you quick. So you got to like prepare shit, you know? So Wine, basically, he had some pussy set up for me when I got out. You know what I'm saying? By the time I got out, I wasn't even thinking about that shit. I was just happy I was out. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, when I'm riding around with Wine and getting fried, all that, it's getting dark. The nigga Wine popped up on me. He like, bro, remember when you was in the joint? Woo woo. And I had you talk to girl in them on the phone? I'm like, yeah. He like, man, they waiting on us. Woo woo. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, we about to head over there right now. I'm like, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Wine. Like, man, me and Wine, oh my God. Bro, we fucked so many hoes. It was crazy. Me and Wine, we was kid and play. Real talk. Real talk. We was smashing hoes. Man, that was a crazy time. All over the east side. From East Warren back to 7 Mile. We smashed all them hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit, bro. But anyway, He like, yeah, we about to head over there with them. Woo. I'm like, big. Now, mind you, all this time, I never seen this girl. You know what I'm saying? But he showed her pictures of me. So when we pull up and shit, basically, I'm blindfolded type shit. I don't know what I'm walking into. Mind you, this is my second day out, that night, right? So we walk up, it's an apartment building. We go in the building, boom. We get to the door, they let us in, right? It's the two girls, the one that he was fucking with and the one that was waiting on me to get out of prison, right? We come in with the bottle. They got a whole bottle. They got a whole fifth. We got a fifth, they got a fifth. So we in there, we pouring up, the hoes feeling us, we feeling them, whoop, right? So the one that was digging me, she get to talking to me like, yeah, she like, you here now? You know what I'm saying? She like, all this shit we was talking on the phone, talking about we gonna fuck, woo woo. She like, we here now. What's up? Cut right into me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, straight up. Like, okay, cool, big. By this time I'm fried. So I'm like, shit, I'm about to go to the bathroom real quick, right? Because when I get to drinking a lot, I get to pissing a lot. How about that? So I go to the bathroom, right? When I walk in the bathroom, I remember I was like stumbling to that bitch, but I made it to the bathroom, boom, right? When I go in there, I close the door. It was dark time, right? This was dark time when this happened. I closed the door. The next thing I remember was I woke up in that damn bathroom. Broad daylight. When I went in there, it was nighttime. When I woke up, it was broad daylight. The sun was shining through that bitch. All type of shit. I woke up. I was on the floor. I was laying there halfway in between the door and the bathroom. Like I had that whole section blocked off. I fell asleep right there, right? But I didn't know what the fuck happened to me. So I just wake up in this bathroom like, damn, what the fuck happened? You know what I'm saying? Now, this is my third day out. Second day out, I told y'all the whole day, boom, going into the night, we over here with the hoes. Me and Wine supposed to be putting the smash on the hoes, and then we supposed to dip. You know what I'm saying? I ended up going in the bathroom. I passed out, right? Wine is savage. He took a girl in the room. He smashed her anyway. But this is what happened to me, right? So when I went in the bathroom, I went there. I threw up. I threw up in the toilet. And right after I threw up, I passed out. When I woke up, that throw up was in the toilet, right? So when I seen it, I was like, yeah, I earled in this bitch and I fell out. You know what I'm saying? That throw up told me what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So I flushed the toilet, looking in the mirror, washing my hands, wiping my face, all this shit. I'm looking fried as hell. Mind you, I'm fresh out. So I'm sober as it get. And I've been drinking my second day out. So my third day out, I wake up that morning, I'm through. I come out the bathroom. It's an apartment building, right? So when you come out the bathroom, immediately right across from you is the living room. To the left is the kitchen. And to that back left-hand corner is a bedroom. On the right-hand side is a closet. And then to that back right-hand side is another bedroom. So it's a 2-bedroom apartment, right? So when I come out the bathroom, it's a bedroom to my left and it's a bedroom to my right. Something told me to go to the right, right? So I come out, I go to the right, I walk to that bedroom, the door was cracked, right? So I open the door, I walk in. It was the girl that was fucking with me, you know, that wanted to do the thing with me, right? She's sitting there on the bed. It's like 8 a.m., right? I come in there, I come sit on the bed with her. I'm like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't know what the fuck happened. I'm like, what happened? You know? She like, you got up, went to the bathroom, you in there. She was like, we was about to fuck, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, you had to go to the bathroom and piss. She was like, you was ready to do the do. She was like, you was all in my face, putting that thing on me, all type of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was there. So it wasn't no denying it. We was on it. I'm like, shit, let me go to the bathroom real quick, right? I go to the bathroom, I throw up. They hear me throwing up, you know. So they come to the door, they banging on the door. Boo, boo, boo. You all right? Woo, woo. They said, I ain't seeing shit, right? I'm just throwing up. So after that, they said, boom. They heard a loud ass thump. They seem know I'm knocked out. So by this time, they trying to open the door. You know what I'm saying? The way how I was positioned, I was blocking the door. So couldn't nobody come in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm knocked out. Fresh out, been nothing but working out. Body is stainless steel. You know what I'm saying? And I'm knocked out. So I'm a dead body on top of stainless steel. Like, it wasn't no moving me. You know what I'm saying? All three of them was trying to open the door to get in there to me. But I was deadbolt on the door. So they couldn't come in, nothing. It was over with. They said they heard me snoring. And that's when they eased off the door. They was like, all right, well, this nigga alive. You know what I'm saying? But they could not get in the door. I had the door deadbolted type shit, right? So they just let me sleep. They went in their rooms, did them, you know. Girl went in her room. She waited on me. Supposedly, allegedly, whatever it was. All I know is by the time I woke up, she was in that bed. You know what I'm saying? So after she told me what happened, I was like, damn, that makes sense. Woo, right? So I'm like, shit. I'm like, what's up? I'm like, that offer still on the table or what? She like, yeah, we can still do that. It was over. You know what I'm saying? Smacked out on her, all of that, right? Smacked out on her, got up out of there, right? So I leave out the room with her. You know, I came in, faked apologized, for passing out on her and all of this shit. And I smashed her. How about that? She still was with the shit. Even at 8 a.m. It was supposed to went down 11, 12 at night. But it didn't happen until 8 a.m. She was still with the shit. How about that? So I smacked her. I walk up out of there. Boom. I tell her I'm going to the bathroom. Whole time I'm going to look for wine. Come on, bitch. It's time to go, When I come out that room, I hear another door open, right? The other door was the other bedroom to the left side of me when you come out that bathroom, right? That door open. It was wine. He creeping out that door. So now we both walking up to each other. So now we like meeting in the living room, kind of like where the bathroom is, I'm like, bitch, come on. I'm like, I know you did that, He like, man, I did that twice. He like, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I did that. Come on, we out of here. Like, that's how we talk, let each other know. Like, yeah, we did it. We out of here. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. How about that? So we got that understanding. It was like, all right, bet. While I put the rest of his clothes on, we slid on them hoes. We got up out of here. We gone. Mind you, this is day 3 of me being out. The third day out, that morning, third day morning, me and Wine escaping some hoes' house. You know what I'm saying? We done got drunk. We done got fucked up. We done smashed these hoes. We gone. You know what I'm saying? This is day 3, So now we on the freeway. We out of here. Back to the west side, So we hit the crib, we get all cleaned up, hit the shower, all that shit. Boom, we back in the streets, So we did that for like 2 or 3 days, and by this time Wine had a family, so he had to get back to his family and shit like that. But the first couple of days I was out, bro, me and Wine tore up the streets. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So like my whole experience from before I got out to the time I got out, I had such a great time. And one of my homies from the block, one of my little homies, I was like maybe like 3 or 4 days out. And he called me, he like, I got a job for you, you know what I'm saying? So long story short on that, my first week out, I had a job, you know what I'm saying? I was working, making money and shit. My homies was fucking with me. They was taking me to work, picking me up, we going out partying, all type of shit. Like, I was doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um, my first 3 weeks out, I had bought a car. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even out a whole month and I had bought a car. I had a car. I was stacking my money for a crib and shit. I'm getting fresh. I'm doing everything I need to do. But I knew I couldn't just get a crib anyway because I was on parole. Like, that parole shit, it worked a little different. You gotta show proof that you can take care of a crib and all that. Like, you can't just get a crib like when you free, and it's on parole. Like, that shit different. So I was building my name and all that, right? Well, anyway, a month go by. I got out that February 2015, right? At the time, the movie Buffed Up was out, right? The Detroit movie Buffed Up. Hold on, let me cut this light on for y'all. Yeah, how about that? Nah. Um, it was a Detroit movie called Buffed Up, right? That came out at that time. And that's when I said, Jackpot was blowing up and shit at that time. Um, Jackpot been my homie way before he started blowing up and all that. Like, he was my homie from when we was little niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. But anyway, that's my man's. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Like, my homie. Like I told y'all, Rio Grande, my homie, like J Pipe, he my homie just like that. Same shit. We know each other first name, last name, first name. Like we homies, We be in the bars together, buying each other drinks, all type of shit. Like, never no starstruck type shit or, you know, no extra shit. We really homies. So anyway, the movie Buffed Up was being premiered, right? So with that being said, he was one of the main characters and shit like that, right? So he out promoting the movie, and everybody want to see this shit, right? So he out passing out VIP tickets, like whoever get the VIP tickets, them the ones that's gonna like make it in the movie theater, because at the time they had played the movie at the Star Southfield. All the Detroit natives, y'all know about the Star Southfield. It's closed now and all of that, but back then it was open. You know, Star Southfield was like for all the guys. We had like a little pretty cold chick or something. You know what I'm saying? We'd take her there. The Star Southfield. that was the spot. That was like the little fancy type place. Take her out the hood. To the suburbs. Nice little movie theater. You know what I'm saying? Whoopty whoop. That was the Star Southfield, right? So that's what all the homies did. They took the little pretty, nice chicks there. Whoopty whoop type shit, right? That's what that movie theater was known for, right? It's like 10 minutes outside of Detroit, but like I said, that's the spot where niggas took the better looking chicks. Anyway, with that being said, Jackpot, he played the movie at the Star Southfield at that movie theater, right? Of course, I done been there a million times. You know, I know what's up with that movie theater, right? So he came to the hood, right? At this time, I was still on the block with the guys and shit. You know, I wasn't into none of that, but I was still around the guys. You know, when I first got out, as soon as I first got out, yeah, I was around the guys. You know, so Jackpot was popping up. He was on the block, like, woo, you know, y'all know I'm shooting this movie, woo, woo. Y'all gotta be there, you know. So we like, big, you know, where it's gonna be at. Started Southfield. Wow, cool. Big, win, you know. He like, shit, I'm dropping in April, but I'm gonna give y'all niggas VIP tickets, you know what I'm saying? Like, slide me 50, woo woo. Y'all get VIP tickets. This was to the guys in the hood, you know, that he fuck with, right? So we like big, you know, we all chipping in. Everybody got their ticket. You know, we got our ticket like a month in advance type shit, right? So okay, cool. By the time the movie come up that April, you know, we ready to go, right? So it's a whole gang of us, like all the 7 Mile niggas. He gave all of us VIP tickets. You know what I'm saying? So everybody from my hood that was like them niggas, you know, like we all had VIP tickets, you know. Rest in peace, my boy Bear. He was with us, one of the guys. How about that? You know. So we all got our tickets, you know what I'm saying, the day come, right? In the movie theater, you know, all the movies like they got their own section for their own movie theaters, right? And when they premiere a movie, it usually be like in 2 or 3 of the movie theater things, right? J-Pop, he ain't do that. He was only playing his movie in one theater, right? So only so many people could see that movie, right? At this point, I'm about 60 days in, right? So I didn't got my car. I'm stacking my money. I'm getting fresh. I'm doing what I need to do. Whoopty whoop, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the right track, right? So the buffed up movie dropped, right? Okay. We got our tickets, we ready, right? The day come. Again, by this time I'm 60 days out, right? So I've been out about 2 months at this point, right? So I'm getting back regulated with the world, everything, right? And I'm with all the guys, like all the main niggas from the mall. I'm with all of them. You know, we at the damn buffed up movie premiere, right? So when we get up there, like I said, it was only premiering in one of them little movie theater things, right? The damn line to see that movie was all down the fucking walkway. And everybody that remember the Star Theater, y'all know how that shit was built. Like the line was all down the damn hallway. Real talk, you know, type shit. But when we got there, the security guards, they told us to walk up to the front. You know what I'm saying? Because on some real shit, we was gonna stand in line. Like I ain't gonna lie, we was, you know. But the security told us, like, you know, y'all come this way, you know. So it was like 20 of us, no lie, right? All 7 Mile niggas, all West 7 Mile niggas. The security walked all of us to the front. Long ass line, right? Walked all of us to the front. We got to the front. Boom. The security at the door, he stopped us like, hold on, woo, 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 right? We showing them the tickets and shit, you know. He's like, all right, cool, but you know, J-Pot himself got to come out here and confirm that, you know. We like, man, what the fuck? Like, yo, ass tweaking, you know. Next thing you know, J-Pot came, walked out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Nigga got top hat on, suit on, all red, down. Like, that nigga, he was looking like the president in that bitch, you know. He told the security guard, he like, yeah, them my boys. You know what I'm saying? Let them up in here. Security guard stepped out the way. We all walked in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. So we all come in there and shit. Jackpot walk in with us. You know, he telling us everybody in this bitch, right? Man, everybody from Dope Boys Cash Out to Team Eastside, everybody was in that bitch, you know, all in this one movie theater section, you know, and it was all the VIP people. So Dex Osama, all of them, like it was the whole city of Detroit was there, cashed out, All Star JR, you know what I'm saying? Everybody you could think of, like the Peasies, the Vezos, you know what I'm saying? Nah, everybody was there, bro. Real talk. And us and somehow we had our own row in that bitch. Like everybody else that was in there, they all was in their own section, their own rows, and everybody standing up laughing and holding up the Cartier frames and flashing money. Like, man, that was a hell of a day. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we all came in there, everybody in that bitch laughing, talking shit, throwing up gang signs, whoopty whoop. This was before a lot of niggas blew up for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the Vezos and all that, like them niggas was on the map, but they wasn't nothing like what they is now, you know. And man, we was all in the building together, all in the movie theater. Like that shit was crazy as hell. So all them other people that came to see the movie, they did not get in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Like you had to have VIP, and I was one of them. You know. So this is my first 60 days out. You know, I'm in the building with the whole Detroit, the East Side, the West Side. We all in this bitch. You know, watching this buffed up movie. You know what I'm saying? And man, that shit was crazy. You know, it was a good time. You know, so my first 60 days. You know, before I got out and my first 60 days out, it was a damn great time. You know what I'm saying? Like I did a lot of shit and all that time. And from there, I did a lot of shit, but just my first 60 days out, you know what I'm saying? And when we left the movie, after the movie was done playing, um, I don't know if y'all remember Don Diva magazine, you know what I'm saying? But Don Diva was up there. The Street Lords was up there. Maserati Brick was up there. You know what I'm saying? Brick, he fucked with a couple of guys from my hood. You know what I'm saying? So Maserati Brick took a picture with us, with all the 7 Mile niggas. You know what I'm saying? And Don Diva took the picture. You know what I'm saying? We was on a magazine, all that. You know. So just giving y'all a little history, like, yeah, y'all look that shit up. You see Mr. Roll up on something, like, yeah, that was that, you know. And you had to be VIP for that type of shit. That was a different time zone, you know. But yeah, man. Like I said, Jeremiah, he requested this, you know. I had a great time, man. Straight up, I had a great time, man. That was some of the best time of my life. And that's how I know prison was meant for me. It was meant for me to go there, because it made me appreciate life so much more, So lesson is stay away from prison, man. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever the fuck you gotta do, stay out the way, get you a good job or something, get you a woman or something, fall back and just build, because they always got to sell for you in the joint, and they don't show no favoritism and they don't play no haterism. How about that? It's been another live stream. Roll up a poet. So get your blunt rolled and your drink poured.